you doing, man? All right, all right, all right. This is Collab Productions. Here we go. 2023, holding it down, my people. All right, so we're gonna do today a segment called Inspired to Dream. So we got today we're gonna have Tyler Perry. He's one of my most inspirational people that I look to meet one day. I gotta go to Atlanta to go to his 300 plus acre studio, and he's very inspiring. So Inspired to Dream is gonna be segments that I'm gonna be doing on this production company, on this production channel. I'm gonna be doing some acting. We're gonna be talking about music, movies, comedy, faith, just different things, reacting to different videos and things that's going on. But I believe that this year, 2023, is gonna be amazing. Be inspired, start something new, whatever it is that you want to get into, just don't hold back. Just go forward. The only person that can hold you back is yourself and your mind. But I believe that if you push forward, put yourself out there, things will start working your way. So this Inspired to Dream video I wanted to play is a speech that really like impacted me. It hit me hard. And I was like, hey, whoa, this is amazing. Because Tyler Perry being where he came from, he's received a lot of criticism, man. But I'll be honest with you, man, I love him a lot. He's inspired me a lot. He's my people. And he's what I love to do, man. I love acting. I love doing music. I love comedy. He does a little bit of all. And I love Jesus. So that's so dope what he does. And I love what he's doing, even though he gets a lot of criticism for whatever have you, dressing like a woman and all this stupid stuff. I love that he's playing a role and he's inspiring, and he is not only that, he's bringing inspiration to his community. He's went back to Atlanta, started inspiring there, started getting real estate there, and hiring his people, people from the community. And where the studio is at is actually, it used to be, I guess, old military base, Confederate military base, where they were planning to, enslave people and plotting to do the wrong thing for black people. And all of a sudden he purchased it, and now it's owned by a black man. I love when he says that. So, it's super inspiring. And what's cool is that he hires people from the community, from his own area. So if you're feeling to get inspired, if you want inspiration, this is what this is for. Be inspired, keep your hope up, and you're gonna see this video is gonna be amazing. So let's check it out.
Tyler, you are a brilliant visionary that embodies what the African American dream truly is. You, sir, are an icon living. I am deeply, deeply honored to present the 2019 BET Ultimate Icon Award to my dear, dear friend, Mr. Tyler Perry.
Look at him, man. He's just walking up, man. He looks super happy, super humble, you know what I mean? And icon living, inspiration. And he just goes up there, just head high. It's super inspiring, man. He suited up, just looks like someone that's ready to take charge. So let's check out what he says.
Thank you. I want to say a special thanks to BET, my new family. I can't wait to get started over there with our new shows. Thank you so much for this. To Scott and everybody over there, thank you so much. To Viacom, Shari, who's here, Bob, everybody. Listen, from my heart, I want to say thank you. I couldn't help but think about my mother. Sit down. I couldn't help but think about my mother. I remember being a kid, I was about 5 years old. She would take me into the projects with her when she played cards on Friday nights with a bunch of women. Now, these women didn't have more than a 12th grade education, but they were smart black women. They were powerful black women. They had great stories to tell. And I was a 5-year-old kid sitting there on the floor playing with my Matchbox cars, listening to them talk about their men, their relationships, and their pains. And when one of them would get really sad, another woman would come in and make a joke, and they'd all start laughing.
I want to say something.
I didn't know
real
I was in
quick,
the map.
because the first thing he started saying was a testimony, basically his own testimony. Sometimes the best way to inspire somebody, the best way to tell somebody, sometimes, you know, it's not the Bible, it's not whatever you believe in, it's not just, you know, quotes and things like that. It's talking about your own story, right? There's a scripture in the good book, in the scriptures, that it says that you overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of your testimony. I believe it's in Revelation. And it's important to understand that when you start speaking inspiring words, when you start speaking about your testimony, when you start speaking about things that you've gone through, but how you overcame them. So he's basically breaking it down. And that's what storytelling is all about. I love it. You know, parables in the Bible and things like that. You know, storytelling, people that you know, comedians like to tell like different stories, things like that, point about different things that happen in their life. So I love what he's doing now, talking about his early childhood, talking about, you know, when he grew up, what he was seeing. He's talking about his mom, his family, his aunts. You know, take a look at how he breaks it all down.
I would get home and my father would be beating my mother and doing all kinds of things and saying all kinds of stuff to her, and he would leave the room and I'd walk in and I'd imitate one of those women and she would start laughing. There was a power in that I didn't really get until I got older. I remember being about 11, 12 years old on my way to my new school, and I got to this intersection. I had to walk past pimps, prostitutes, literally walk through a graveyard, get to this intersection, 6-lane intersection, and there was a man standing there saying, "Will someone help me cross? Will someone help me cross?" And there were all of these people that kept passing by him and passing by him. I said, "I'll help you cross." So he told me he was going to my school and he was going to sell candy there. That's how he made his living. So I helped him cross the street to get there. We became good friends. His name was Mr. Butler. That moment reminded me of my mother, bringing her out of pain into laughter to help her cross. My first 10 movies
Mr.
were all
Butler,
about
so
her
check out what he just said,
wanting her
man.
to know.
This is bugged out. Because he's saying there was a man that kept asking for help. Hey, let me cross the street. And he was just trying to make a living. He was just trying to, you know, make the money for the day. But yet he would see people walk by, you know, to go about their life. So it's very important to understand that we have to be an inspiration as well. Not only to get inspired, but also to inspire. And what's amazing is that he saw Mr. Butler, he saw him there, and he said, you know what, I'm going to help you. I'm going to take the initiative. I'm gonna put myself out there to help somebody else. And sometimes the way that things will come to your life, you know, you ever heard of this saying called "you reap what you sow"? So it always comes back to you. Or people say karma, things like that. But whatever you put out there, whatever you sow, it'll come back to you, even in a better way or in a bad way, obviously. But in this case, you know, he's putting himself out there. He's helping somebody else, not expecting anything in return. But the principle still stands. Whatever you do shall come back as well. So this is so dope. Listen to this.
That she was worthy, wanting black women to know you're worthy, you're special, you're powerful, you're amazing. All of that was about helping across. When I started hiring
Inspired
people
to dream,
like
baby. Let's
Taraji
go.
and Viola Davis and Idris Elba, they couldn't get jobs in this town, but God blessed me to be in a
Look at all
position
these
to be able to
black and
hire
brown
them.
people.
I was trying to help somebody
Yeah.
cross. When I built my studio, I built it in a neighborhood that is one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Atlanta, so the young black kids can see that a black man did that and they can do it too. I was trying to help somebody cross.
Listen to this.
The studio was once a Confederate Army base, and I want you to hear this, which meant that there was Confederate soldiers on that base plotting and planning on how to keep 3.9 million Negroes enslaved. Now that land is owned by one Negro.
Come on.
It's all about trying
Come
to help
on.
somebody cross.
That's amazing. So, you know, and they were plotting and planning on how to, you know, keep oppression and keep the things that they were doing. But yet, he said, but now this land is owned by one Negro, one person that was a minority, one person. So it's amazing how you start to see everything come full circle. You know, it's important to have a vision. It's important to really see what is it that, you know, inspires you. What is it that, you know, keeps you on your toes? What is it that, you know, bring you to the next level? So he's a person that had all these things come against him at all times. But he came in full circle and said, you know what, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to keep dreaming. I'm going to keep being inspired. Do what you have to do to keep inspired. So this just shows me, you know what I'm saying, the way he came from, that he, even though he was going through situations, he would help people. Even though he was going through depression, he would help people. Even though he was going through what he was going through, he would continue to going. Even though his shows failed, you know, I'm going to go to different videos and later clips that I'm going to be doing, where he talks about his story of doing the show and failing, you know, failing at the show. And the shows that he first did, he wasted all his money on it and it failed. You know, I did an event specifically, and it didn't go the way that I really wanted to. But yet I spent a lot that I had, you know, and I'm like, man, like, what's going on? And this video and these videos that he's done actually helped me get out of it, of the depression, get out of, or wanting to continue, you know what I mean? So sometimes we just need to understand that the best is yet to come. Hey, yeah. Come on.
It's all about trying to help somebody cross. While everybody was fighting for a seat at the table, talking about Oscar so white, I said, y'all go ahead and do that. But while you fighting for a seat at the table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own. Because what I know for sure is that if I could just build this table, God would prepare it for me in the presence of my enemies.
Ooh, prepare it in the presence of my enemies. Come on.
Rather than being an icon, I want to be an inspiration. So,
hold on.
Thank you.
Rather than be an icon, I'd rather be an inspiration. Rather to be an icon, I'd rather be an inspiration. Meaning, don't want to be idolized. Don't want to be, you know, up there and everybody to just praise you. Want to be an inspiration and bring hope and dreams and love for somebody. And it's always good to do positive things. It's always good to do things to bring somebody else up. Oh, that's so powerful. Rather than be an icon, be an inspiration. That's a word for somebody.
BET, my new family, thank you, everybody. I want you to hear this. Every dreamer in this room, there are people whose lives are tied into your dream. Own your stuff. Own your business. Own your way. God bless you. Thank you, BT. Thank you, Scott. I love you guys. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Listen, man, sometimes other people's dreams are tied up to your dreams. Meaning that as you continue, as you go forward, as your life starts to unfold, you realize that your life is tied up to someone else's life. And all of a sudden, whatever you've done or whatever you've inspired, whatever seed you sowed, all of a sudden sows a seed on someone else that causes them to do a ripple effect and then continue in their life. Time and time again, I've seen it. I've seen it, you know, even what's happening to me. He didn't know that he was going to be blessing me. Tyler didn't know that he was going to be inspiring me over here in Florida, while he's in Atlanta and doing this thing. But yet he puts himself out there. So I encourage you to put yourself out there, keep going forward, inspire. And I believe that God has great plans for you. So be inspired to dream. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and get notified. Yay.